And there we go, we got a score of 51 seconds. So our Model 3 just beat a McLaren GT3 and a Corvette and a GTR. I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome for under 60,000, guys. Roblox has now introduced star codes. All you guys gotta do is type in my name, Matrix, just before you guys purchase Robux. Thank you so much, everyone. Is the brand new Tesla Model 3 the best vehicle that you can buy under 60,000? Is it the new underdog in Vehicle Simulator? Well, to answer that question for you guys today, I did a couple of tests and I've driven this car around quite a bit just to get an idea of what I think of the vehicle and to kind of make this video a little bit different than the average update. So what we're going to do today is, instead of driving this thing around, racing a couple people, together we're actually going to conduct a couple of tests and see how this car compares to other vehicles around the same price, and for you guys to find out if this is one of the best vehicles for under 60,000 in Vehicle Simulator. So with that being said, everybody, I hope you're as excited as I am. This car is a lot of fun to drive, especially because it's electric. It's got a lot of pickup and go, and I think it has just probably some of the best characteristics of any car for $60,000 or less. So I hope you guys are excited about today's video. I just want to mention very quickly at the beginning that if you guys are going to be purchasing any Robux of any kind on Roblox, definitely be sure to use the creator code, my support star code, Matrix, and it'll be helping me out a ton. And let me know that you guys are using it, because I'll be selecting a few winners to win some free Roblox gift cards for literally just using my code. So with that being said, guys, let's get into this. I'm excited to try this thing out. I have done a little bit of driving, but I didn't do it on video yet, so hopefully this comes out pretty cool. But let's take this thing around and let's see how this thing goes, because it's a lot of fun to drive. I've got it fully maxed out with some lowered suspension and stuff like that, so this thing is good to go. Now, the first thing that I tried out, guys, was comparing this to the much more expensive and high performance Tesla, the Tesla Roadster 2.0. This does not compare to that, okay, because that's a $12 million car and that thing is insane. Its top speed is about 350 when it's totally maxed out, but let me show you guys what this can do, because this shouldn't be underestimated. This is quite a fast vehicle. As you can see, we're already at 200 miles per hour, and yeah, okay, it's not as fast as some of these $1 million hypercars, but there's a lot of new players playing Vehicle Sim, especially a lot of mobile players. So if they're kind of looking around, trying to find a good car to buy that can race and actually keep up, this might be that car, because it's actually quite fast and it handles, especially with a better suspension, it handles quite nicely. So the first test I want to do is actually heading over to the auto shop and picking out a couple of vehicles in the $60,000 price range, testing those out and comparing stats and just seeing what does better. So this in a quarter mile can do 6.5 seconds in a quarter mile, at least in that quarter mile over there. So that's pretty good, right? I mean, 6.5 seconds is a lot faster than most cars in real life, so that's really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and take out another vehicle and let's see how they do as well. So for under 60,000, your options are actually pretty limited. I'm looking around here trying to see what I can pick out, and the options are limited. Like, this is 20,000 more. This might be a good value as well because it's a Shelby Super Snake, but if we're staying under 60 grand here, our only really good option would be the Chevrolet Corvette. This is probably the only thing that is probably going to compete with it. So let's go ahead and take that out. We have one already totally maxed out, so let's go ahead and get that. So it's the Corvette or Chevy. Alright, there we go. It's a gauntlet cutter right in this game. But yeah, we've got this guy totally maxed out already. So let's see if this thing can compare. So again, our top speed is about 250 miles per hour in the Model 3 with a quarter mile time of 6.5 seconds. I'm curious to see what this thing can do. So we're gonna bring it all the way back here, and this is $10,000 cheaper, just so you know. $10,000 cheaper, but probably, I don't know how it's gonna compare, to be honest with you. So here we go. Let's see how this thing compares with full rocket fuel and everything. Let's see how fast we can get this guy to go. Definitely, okay, it looks like it has a very similar top speed here. 260 miles per hour, looks a little bit more than the Model 3. Oh my gosh, look at this go. But the biggest test, wow, this thing is just flying. The biggest test to take here is going to be at the quarter mile, because I feel like acceleration is a little bit more useful than top speed. Now that might be a little bit of a broad statement, but I think acceleration is a bit better because there's not a lot of places in this game where you can hit top speed. So let's join this race here, guys, see if somebody else wants to race, and let's see what this thing can do. Alrighty guys, here we go, up against what looks like a stock GTR. Let's see if we can beat the GTR. Oh yeah, okay, that's actually really impressive. This thing beat a stock GTR with the exact same 6.5 stat. That is crazy. Holy smokes. So it's pretty much up to you then, I guess. I mean, 10,000 in vehicle sim isn't a lot of money, so it's really up to you to decide on what you prefer. But I mean, the Corvette versus the Tesla, that's a pretty fair matchup. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be that even. But in my opinion, I feel like the Model 3 might be the better car. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, why is that? What makes this better than a Corvette? Well, the Model 3, the difference between that and the Corvette is people expect the Corvette to be fast. People look at the Corvette and it looks like a very fast vehicle. So if you pulled up to a race and you were gonna pull up against somebody in a way faster car, they'll probably have to get a good car versus your Corvette. But if you pulled up in this, I guarantee you everybody will underestimate how quick this thing can be. So they won't expect this thing to be as fast as a maxed out Corvette. Meanwhile, you could pull this up, people won't expect it, and you can be the underdog in most races. Now, based on stats, that doesn't really seem to make a big difference, but the person you're versing probably won't be using their best car if you're just gonna pull up in this everyday sedan looking vehicle. Meanwhile, if you pulled up in a two-door Corvette, they're probably gonna wanna race you with their best car. So you can use that to your advantage and probably shock a lot of people. So with that being said, guys, let's take this thing on a race, and let me just go ahead and let the car speak for itself this time. Now, originally what I was gonna use is the around the world race to show you guys how this thing handles, but because this thing doesn't have an insanely good top speed, I actually decided to instead go over to the highway race and try racing people here instead, because here there's a lot more bends, and I feel like the highway is probably more better suited for the Tesla Model 3 anyways. Also, look at that sun. Holy smokes, that is, what the heck? This is insanely bright. Is that supposed to be that bright? Jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. We actually are racing a Corvette too, so our objective here is to make sure we don't lose to the Corvette. If we don't lose to the Corvette, I will be totally happy with that. So let's just be very careful. We're actually in the lead right now. Oh my gosh, dude, what? No way. Okay, if we can pull off a win against like a Corvette, I think one of the other vehicles was definitely some sort of hypercar. If we could win against hypercars and exotics with a Model 3, that just goes to show that this thing is severely underestimated, especially because I'm driving it. And let's be honest here, I am not the best at vehicles. Despite me doing literally hundreds of videos on this game and playing this game for years, I'm not good at this, okay? I am not the best at grinding. I do know the highway race better than any of the other ones, but it doesn't mean I'm very good at it. So, and there we go, we got a score of 51 seconds. So our Model 3 just beat a McLaren GT3 and a Corvette and a GTR. I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome for under 60,000, guys. So that's the Tesla Model 3. This car is just super cool, super underrated, and definitely one of the most underestimated vehicles in Vehicle Simulator. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you guys think that this car is underestimated as well? Do you have any suggestions for people who want to use this car, or do you guys think that this car can be beat by anything else? Let me know what your thoughts are on the Tesla Model 3. This car was a lot of fun to use, and I just like that they're adding more and more cars to the game. I don't really care what they add. I'm just a fan of them adding cars in general. So this is really, really cool. Again, last thing I want to mention, guys, leave a like on today's video if you guys want to see more Vehicle Simulator. And also don't forget to use my star code if you guys are going to be purchasing Robux and you want to support me as a creator. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap things up here. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will catch you all in the next Vehicle Simulator video. Take care, everybody.